Yo, what's up, boys? We got Borsty back with another video today. Today we're gonna do another reaction to Shannon Sharpe and Chad Ocho Cinco. They're reacting to the NFL schedule season. So news just broke that it's the new season for the NFL is coming out, and all the games have just come out, and now we have the release dates. So let's check it out.
The Browns have the most difficult schedule. Damn, it seems like everybody.
All right, let's take a look at this real quick. So the Browns and the Ravens have the most difficult schedule. So obviously, looking at this from the jump, the Browns, Ravens, and Steelers are all in the same division, right? So that goes into play when you're accounting all of these all together. Then, if you were to look at the final team in that division, you got the Browns, Ravens, Steelers, and the Bengals. Oh wow, the Bengals actually aren't up there, but who knows? We'll get into it. But just looking off the jump from all these teams, I mean, my favorite team, the Cowboys. Honestly, we're in the middle of the pack, so it's not too bad. But all right.
In the AFC North, because you got the Browns, the Ravens, and the Steelers have the most difficult schedule, followed by the Texans, the Packers, the Giants, the Bills, the Jags, so forth and so on. Guess who has a fairly easy schedule? Seems like the Chiefs. They're way down there, middle of the pack. But the Atlanta Falcons, they have the easy schedule. Seems like everybody in the NFC South, because the Atlanta's Atlanta and New Orleans are tied for the easiest schedule, followed by the Bears and then the Carolina Panthers. All right, Ocho, what you thinking? Hold on. Primetime games by team: the Jets, 49ers, and Dallas all have 6.
Yeah.
Kansas City, Buffalo, Detroit, Cincinnati, Baltimore, Philly, Miami.
Ooh, that's another good one I'm looking at. So obviously, 49ers and the Cowboys probably the two most popular teams, other than the Chiefs. Of course, they're gonna have the most primetime games. That just makes the most sense here. Now, if you go into who has the second most primetime games, the Rams, I don't really know who's really trying to watch the Rams like that. I can see the Chiefs, Ravens, Eagles, Bengals, Lions, the Bills, maybe because they got Josh Allen, but then obviously the Dolphins. And then these ones, honestly, we don't really care about. Honestly, I think the Texans should be up here with the 5 games, honestly. Because more people are trying to watch the Texans than the Rams or the Bills. Let's call it a spade. But
And the Rams, I think that's the Rams. Rams have 5. Houston, Pittsburgh, Tampa, Seattle, Atlanta, Cleveland have 4. The Giants, Chicago. Oh no, that's the Raiders. Las Vegas. That's the Rams. Yeah, I think that's the Raiders. No, that's the Rams. Okay, Rams. That's the Rams. Okay, Rams. They have 5. Now the Jets, the Giants, Chicago, the Chargers, New Orleans have 3, Minnesota, Las Vegas Raiders, Washington, Denver, Jacksonville have 2, Indy, New England, Arizona, Tennessee have 1, and Pole, Carolina. Ocho, do you remember? I don't know if y'all ever had these. Did y'all ever have jamboree games?
Jamboree in high school, high school jamboree.
So where you play one team for a half, and then you play another team for a half.
Right, yeah.
So that's what Carolina gonna start paying. See, if I'm Carolina, I got a great. Here's my strategy, Ocho. I will let people in the games free, and then I'm gonna charge their ass to get out. See what I did there, Ocho? You see what I did? I got him, Ocho.
hey, that's a good one. That's a good one. But hell, you got to. Hey, for one, you got to get him to show up first. You got to get him.
Yo, that's fucking crazy for somebody not to show up to an NFL game, no matter who the team is. Thinking that you might have to pay them to come to the games is crazy.
Season. Hey, Carolina tickets free. Get their ass in there. Okay, now I'm gonna charge you to get out. All right. $500, $250.
That's
all right, Ocho. What you like about the schedule? I mean, who you like? Who you like early?
I mean, obviously, I like the top teams. You know who I really want to see? I'm really curious about. I really want to see what the Jets do. The Jets have so many primetime games despite
Start Monday night on the road in San Francisco.
Exactly, because they have Aaron Rodgers. Long as Aaron Rodgers can stay upright, they made some improvements offensively. So I'm curious to see what they look like, which is why they have so many primetime games. 49ers are going to be the 49ers. Chiefs are going to be the Chiefs. I would like to see I would like to see the Houston Texans with more primetime games. I know they have 4, but what C.J. Stroud did last year, he needs to be on primetime a little bit more.
That's exactly what I was talking about. Bro, people want to see C.J. Stroud. People want to see C.J. Stroud just as much as they want to see Josh Allen or Joe Burrow.
He needs to be on primetime a little bit more. So I'm excited for them. The Bengals are going to do what the Bengals do. The Dolphins are going to do what the Dolphins do. The Ravens are going to do what they do. Outside of that, they're going to be one team that we're counting out that we don't expect to do good this year. There's always a surprising team. I don't know what team that will be, but somebody's going to emerge and surprise everybody. Who it's going to be, I don't know yet. I don't know yet, but I'm excited. I'm excited for the season.
There's never been a better time to switch to Spectrum. Now you can get Spectrum Internet with fast.
And one more thing before you go, whoever is responsible for the creativity, whoever's responsible from the teams as far as Twitter is concerned, for the creativity of the schedule release, and the way they did it, every team, their media team, media members, whoever runs their Twitter accounts, they did one hell of a fucking job. One hell of a job. And that's all 32 teams. Very creative, and it was very exciting for me. I'm sitting here, I'm refreshing all the different teams' Twitter accounts, trying to see. The Bengals was dope. Cleveland, and I hate to say it, Cleveland was really dope. Obviously,
honestly, the only one I saw was the Cowboys. I saw the Cowboys with the Post Malone. I think it was like Tim the Tap Man or something. I think. I could be wrong. But yeah, I saw it. That one was pretty dope, not gonna lie.
The Cowboys on was dope. Other few teams are really, really, really funny. And I'm talking so fast. I'm so goddamn excited for football season. Dog, I can't wait.
Bro, the NFL week 1 out the gate, revenge game. Baltimore Thursday night on the road in Kansas City.
That's gonna be fucking heat. That game is gonna be so good. I promise you too. I think the Ravens are gonna win that game. Ravens typically do better in the regular season than they do at the end of the season. Chiefs typically pick it up at the end of the season. So I think the Ravens are gonna come out week 1 and just fucking blow the doors off of the Chiefs.
Ooh.
Week 7, Chiefs at 49ers. Steelers, week 2 at Broncos, Russell Wilson, Sean Payton. Ravens at Chargers, week 12, the Harbaugh Bowl. Week 5, Bills at Texans, Stephon Diggs, revenge game.
Ooh, that game's gonna be fucking fun. That game's gonna be so fun. Stephon Diggs is gonna have a day.
They got the NFL look, and you know that schedule. We'll talk about that as it goes along, Ocho. Where I think the Ravens, they got like 3 games in like 15 days.
Yeah.
And so I think it's the Ravens and Kansas City, and I think it's one other team that played like 3 games in like 15, 16 days. You got to work cut out for them. That's a lot. They might need to get them boys 2 weeks off after that one, Ocho.
I think after Joe Burrow made the suggestion, if they're trying to implement an 18th game, teams having 2 bye weeks, I think that is feasible. I'm not sure how the NFL will be able to work it out.
Honestly, I kind of like that 2 bye weeks, because if you think about it, a couple years ago we had 16-week seasons, then we moved up to 17, which is great for the players. It's good and bad for the players. Obviously, they're gonna make a fuck ton more money, which they're gonna love, but it's that one extra game that could cause an injury, could cause some kind of bullshit to happen that could hurt somebody's future, honestly. But I think the players, honestly, I think they care more about the money. That's why they play. Like, let's be for real. A lot of the players, especially on the shitty teams like the Panthers, teams like that, they want the bread.
Always.
But they just extend the season.
If there's not.
So what you do, Ocho, you say, okay, we're only gonna play 1 preseason game, and now we're gonna start. So now it's very, I like that. It's very incumbent, guys come into shape because now you're not going to be able to have those preseason games. Because here's the thing, Ocho, guys are not playing in the preseason anyway. So why and you're charging fans price like it's a regular season game, and they seeing guys that's either going to be on the practice squad or not make the team. That's not fair to the fans. So
okay,
go ahead.
Another thing. Now we got to be cautious here. Now you have to remember the preseason is for college players, for free agents trying to make the team as well. Now you take some of those preseason games away from those players trying to put something on film for their resume to get picked up, then what do we do about them? Because it takes away their opportunities trying to make a team.
I mean, yeah, you can make that case, but you can also say that the UFL, that's quite literally why the league was made. It's for those players come straight out of college, maybe they get a quick season with the UFL, then they can go over, get on a practice squad, maybe make the team, and if they don't, then they just wait for the next year of the UFL. That's exactly why the league was made.
I'm trying to make a squad.
You know what,
else.
Ocho? And I said this before. Had the situation where it's one play game or three preseason games, I'm not so sure Shannon Sharpe made it because I made it on the last game of the preseason, and we had 5 games that year. So it was very helpful to me. I think the thing is, guys, teams now, a lot of these college guys, they're at the OTAs. They don't get the leeway that the veteran guys get to not be able to show up.
Right.
So, Ocho, you'll have a few surprises, but for the most part, the coaches know who's gonna fill out that 53-man roster. You're gonna get a surprise here or there. You're gonna get a Johnny Randall that's an undrafted free agent, a Wes Welker that's an undrafted free agent, a Rod Smith that's an undrafted free agent. You're going to get a Tom Brady that shows enough and they say, you know what, we're going to keep 4 quarterbacks, a Shannon Sharpe in the 7th round. You're going to get a guy here or there. But for the most part, a Zach Thomas, an undrafted free agent to go for the most part.
Damn. Shannon was spitting.
You know.
Yeah, Shannon's spitting.
With the exception of maybe 1 or 2 guys who's going to fill out that 53-man roster. Now, this is why now all of a sudden the coaching, the OTAs come in. Because now I get an opportunity to look. You don't make the roster, but I think with another year, him being in our system, Ocho, I think this kid could be really good for it. So now let's put him on the practice squad. Let's watch him work. Every day, does he get better? Does he get better? Rod Smith came in there and they put him on the practice squad, but every day, Rod, you can see Rod getting better. He wanted to be Tim Brown. He wanted to be whoever the best receiver was that we were facing.
On scout
That's
team.
what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
He get the jersey. They ran his little skinny ass in the ground. But he'll grab the jersey. I got it. And you can see him getting better and better.
Yeah.
Better and better. Next year.
Yeah, not every player is built to be like that. Not every player is going to get better and better and better and better. I mean, that's only a select few. That's why you only hear the same few names going to the NFL, and it's usually only the same few names that get picked high. I mean, of course, you're going to get the late round picks that develop, but most of those players, you're never going to hear their name unless they somehow get on some fucking Pro Bowl level, kind of like all pro levels, like talent out of nowhere, or they work their ass off. I mean. But not a lot of players, once they get to the league and they get that bread for the first time, they don't really want to do it no more. Let's be real about it.
We start the season. We go 3-by-1, Hail Mary. He backside by himself against Darryl Green. John put it up. He jumped over the top of him, catch it for a touchdown. We win the game.
Yeah. I bet after that was all she wrote. Huh?
Ocho, how you ended up featured in the Cowboys release?
Hey, you know what? Jerry hit me, after getting on Jerry a lot, and Jerry called my phone and Jerry was like, Chad, I hear some of the things you and Sharpe be saying and I hear you loud and clear. And I'm gonna do my due justice and my due diligence to try to stay out the media.
Good luck with that.
Jerry told me. He said it's very hard. It's very hard for me. It's the way I conduct business and the way I've run things all my life. But I hear you loud and clear. So, and Jerry asked me, do you want to be a part of our schedule release. I was like, Jerry, man, listen here, man, I love you, man. I meant no harm by any of the things I said. I love the Cowboys. I love Dak. I love the players, and I just felt they deserve more, as do the fans, Jerry. That's all I'm trying to get you to see. And he said, I appreciate that. And I told him I'll do the release, and just you FaceTime me, and I'll act like I don't know what's going on.
Yo, Jerry Jones ain't taking advice from nobody. Jerry Jones, the man who owns the Dallas Cowboys, the man that's always in primetime news, the man that's always trying to get his words on television, that's always trying to get in all the press conferences. He ain't taking fucking advice from nobody. Let's be real here.
And that's how that started.
Yeah. So it was great. I mean, it's going to be some great games. It's going to be great for us, Ocho, because we got a second year up under our belt. We're going to get better.
Oh, yeah.
Building a studio. We're going to be able to have graphics. We're going to be able to let people see the rundown of what we're going to be able to talk about and the sequence in which we're going to talk about it. Our graphics are going to get better. We're going to get better. We're going to give the fans, our listening audience, and our viewing audience better content. And it's going to be really, look at that. LeBron talking about Ant-Man. But it's going to be great. I'm really, really excited about this season. I'm really, because you got great storylines. Aaron Rodgers at the Jets. You got Patrick Mahomes. Can they three-peat? Can they do something no other team has done in the Super Bowl era, which is three-peat?
Yeah.
Joe Burrow. Lamar, is this the year? Lamar finally get the Ravens over the hump, not to the championship game, into the Super Bowl that's going to be played. Where's Super Bowl this year? New Orleans. In New Orleans.
You know where it's at.
Yo, he might be right here. This might be the best NFL season with storylines that's ever come out, that's ever happened. There's so many built-in storylines, and this schedule just reflects how many games are just going to be like built up week by week. Honestly, this schedule is crazy. People are going to be so hyped. Everybody's going to be on FanDuel. Everybody's going to be on DraftKings spending their money. Everybody's going to try to win money every week. Everybody's going to love this next season. I can't lie.
The Bengals will be there. Don't worry about it.
That's the question.
Hey.
Deshaun Watson, is he finally back? Is he finally back? Yeah. And so, look, we got great matchups to start out the season with. We got great matchups throughout the season. And like you said, a lot of times, Ocho, what we don't think will be a great matchup sometimes materializes into being a great matchup because both teams are not what we thought they would be. They're even better.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what was funny? Remember how I said earlier it's always one team every season that surprised you? Man, what if Carolina happens to be that team?
Oh.
What happens if Carolina happens to be that team that comes out of nowhere and shocks the goddamn world and plays extremely well? They come out the gate 4-5-0, and we like, man, what in the hell